Any of the views expressed in this show do not represent the views or opinions of those participating. We are merely observers.
Please do not reenact any of the stories you hear on our show.
Being featured on our show is not something to be proud of.
And as always, please drink responsibly.
Welcome to another episode of Laughs and Drafts. My name is Jason Thomas, your resident fancy boy.
I'm Jared.
Tim, the old man.
Ethan, the one with the glasses.
Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. If you've never listened to our show before, we are a podcast that goes over strange news stories and covers different beers that we have never tried before and talk about what we do and do not like about them and why we hate Florida. So we're going to go ahead and get into our first news story.
I like that just sounds becoming the show's description.
I'll never let it go. It's become my go-to thing. Anyways, this one is from
Metro.co. Oh, no.
No, not Metro.co. I don't have any from them today. This one's from Reuters.com/investigates. Headline reads, Made in America. U.S. body brokers supply world with human torsos, limbs, and heads. Portland, Oregon. On July 20th, a Hong Kong flag cargo ship departing Charleston, South Carolina, carrying thousands of containers. One of them held a lucrative commodity, body parts from dozens of dead Americans. According to the manifest, the shipment bound for Europe included about 6,000 pounds of human remains valued at $67,000. To keep the merchandise from spoiling, the containers' temperature were set at 5 degrees Fahrenheit. The body parts came from a Portland business called MedCure, Inc. A so-called body broker, MedCure profits from dissecting the bodies of altruistic donors and sending the parts to medical training and research companies. MedCure sells at least 10,000 body parts from the U.S. donors annually, shipping about 20% of them from overseas, internal corporate and manifest records show. In addition to bulk cargo shipments to the Netherlands, where MedCure operates a distribution hub, the Oregon company has exported body parts to at least 22 other countries by plane or truck, the records show. Among the parts, a pelvis and legs to a university in Malaysia, feet to a medical device company in Brazil and Turkey, and heads to hospitals in Slovenia and United Arab Slovenia and United Arab Emirates. Demand for body parts from America, torsos, knees, and heads is high in countries where religious traditions or laws prohibit the dissection of the dead. Unlike here in America, just cut up everybody. Unlike many developed nations, the United States largely does not regulate the sale of donated body parts, allowing entrepreneurs such as MedCure to expand exports rapidly during the last decade. No other nation has an industry that can provide as convenient and reliable a supply of body parts. I'm in the wrong business. Here I am doing podcasts with you guys when I should be selling body parts. I always thought if I'm going to work in any industry, it's going to be the death industry, because the death industry never stops.
Well, you did work in part of it, and business is good. You did work briefly in the death business.
Yeah, now I'm
not human beings, but
now I'm going into the e-commerce world, teaching people how to use computers. Jared, take us away.
First rule of Chinese Fight Club: no karaoke.
We don't talk about
no karaoke.
On the 6th floor of a down-on-its-luck shopping mall in this southwestern Chinese city, a brawny, hyperkinetic master of ceremonies going by the name Train strutted around a new fight ring.
Go Train, baby!
Pumping up the crowd for a Friday night of punching, jabbing, and kicking. After a months-long shutdown, Fight Club was back in business. The funk music faded, lights brightened, and two amateur boxers started squaring off. Yan Nan,
I need to go to this place.
A light
funk music phase. Just silence, and then people start punching each other.
Yan Nan, a light 33-year-old office worker in a state-owned machinery company, was up against Lu Weigyo, a neatly muscular sports teacher 4 inches shorter and 7 years younger. I hope the kids in his class don't mess up, the master of ceremony, whose real name is Wang Jingjing, joked about Mr. Lee to the hundreds of fans crowded around the ring. The Fight Club, there in a city and about 8 million urban residents and a reputation for spicy food and laid-back living, is a testament to entrepreneurial young Chinese trying something new, even when numerous obstacles, licenses, and official jitters stand in the way. Shi Jian, the club manager, and Mr. Wang said they had been inspired to open their venture in late 2015 after repeated viewings of Fight Club, the 1999 cult film in which Brad Pitt and Edward Norton star as two unlikely partners who start an underground, barefist fighting club.
Watch out for soap sales in the area. If those start to rise, you guys need
Need to leave.
Yeah, you need to be careful.
Also, if you're
I don't remember if you guys remember how that movie ended.
also, if you're schizophrenic, if you just point a revolver into your mouth, you can get rid of it.
Yeah,
you can cure it.
Sure,
just
blow
like
out
that.
The back of your neck.
Before this, I didn't have anything to do with fighting, said Mr. Shi, with a folk singer like bowl cut and heavy glasses. I like to have fun and also do something meaningful, and then I saw that movie. Mr. Shi, 35, a man of few words, and Mr. Wang, 29, a man of few silences, also seem like unlikely allies.
A man of few words and a man of few silences?
Yes, they were a match made in heaven. But they and another investor found a
Especially
shared
with
cause.
Shi and Wang.
Yeah.
Shi Wang.
I feel like it'd just be easier to say, he don't talk a lot, he do.
But they and another investor found a shared cause in entertainment they thought would appeal to Chinese in their 20s who were bored with karaoke nights and bars. Their club features weekly boxing, kickboxing, and mixed martial arts bouts and goes by the English name Monster Private War Club. It seeks an edgy
Rolls
audience.
right off the tongue.
It seeks an edgy audience with graffiti, sprayed walls, and dimly lit recreation room. What Chinese people lack most is a spirit of fun. That's what Chinese people need most of all, said Mr. Wang.
I mean, from all the experience I had with boxing, especially when you're legitimately beating each other and not like sparring, like just foxy boxing, but you're actually beating the snot out of each other, not super fun. It's not super fun. You get the adrenaline pumping, and then it, even though he's your buddy, you start trying to
Kill him.
Yeah.
Probably more fun to watch
Yeah,
than anything.
I think it's a lot of fun to watch, but I mean, if it's first rule of Fight Club, you got to fight. No, that's don't talk about Fight Club. Second rule, don't talk about Fight Club. Third rule, if it's your first night of Fight Club, you got to fight.
There you go. Mr. Wang, a former soldier who spoke in a torrent of, I don't know that accent, but it's Mandarin Chinese and rap-inspired English, salted with plentiful profanities in both. They really need to let themselves go. Here it's a bit more commercial, he said, of their new space inside a karaoke nightclub. But we're trying to find some of the vibe of the underground.
I know,
A Chinese saying goes that it's easier to get away with things in the far provinces, where heaven is high and the emperor is far away. And it would be difficult to imagine such entertainment surviving in button-down Beijing. But boxing, mixed martial arts, and other high-energy fighting forms have been enjoying a minor boom in China in recent years. Gyms and audiences have multiplied across the country. Precise numbers are hard to come by, but one fan group estimates that the number of clubs had reached 8,300 in 2016, up from 2,700 in 2018.
I think we should just go to China. Well, I guess we can just go outside and start hitting each other in the face, but we don't have to go to
Just
China.
go to a random parking lot and hit yourself in the
Fight
ear.
Club. Yeah. Ow.
Probably be
Right
much
in
different.
the ear.
Ear. Ear.
Even so, commercial fight venues that draw a broader audience are rare. With its zestful nightlife and hipster scene seem as good a place as any other trying to open one.
This is a zesty fight club.
Yeah. Who touched my
Who's
spaghetti?
touching my spaghetti?
Yet,
Get in the ring.
yet even here, the club has struggled to balance between being cool enough to draw customers and respectable enough to keep the inspectors at bay. In a former venue, the Fight Club had to fend off complaints from the police, who deemed the weekly bouts undesirable, if not illegal. The authorities cut off their power and water late last year. Mr. Shi and Mr. Wang said tensions had also grown when a national controversy erupted last April after Yu Xiaodong, a mixed martial arts fighter, challenged masters of China's gentler traditional martial arts to fight and flatten one of them in about 10 seconds. Mr. Yu may have won that fight hands down, but the episode brought bad publicity for new martial arts in China.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, it'd be like sending someone else, some just Joe Schmo against McGregor. Probably not gonna end well. I guess that's the point though, is to see if somebody get.
Pulverized.
Which the thing is like,
Same thing if you went to go see UFC.
Well, it's more fun for me. Like, I don't know, like boxing is more fun for me than I feel like UFC has skill. There's a crazy amount of skill in it, but there's also a ton of chance.
Yeah, I mean,
of just like, you going nuts. Someone goes, real hard in on somebody, because he thinks he's got him, and just takes one pop to the face, and you're out. And there's people dropping like, 900 a ticket to see a, 13-second
I mean,
fight.
is there any rules that bars anybody from hitting like below the waist?
Well, I mean, there is. They're not super strict on it. I mean, I see people get their eyes gouged. I've seen fights where people just like, they deliberately just jab someone in the eye, and they're just like, hey, probably
or a
shouldn't
throat
do that
punch,
again.
or
I mean,
kick to the nuts.
I mean, they do that. I think they have time to like recover after they've been hit in the crotch and stuff like that. But I don't know. Maybe it's different in China. I would like to go to this place. This seems like it would be fun.
Even
You're a
with that,
spectator.
even
No,
with the
I would go in the ring.
Oh, you
That
would?
would be a blast.
Yeah.
I would love it. Of course, I'd have like a 6-7 inch
Reach on everyone there.
That's true. Yeah,
But it'd still be fun. It'd still be a lot of fun.
Even with that official support and begrudging approval from the police, the club has to be careful to stay respectable. There is absolutely no gambling, no drugs, no brawling between patrons,
Allegedly.
come on.
nothing that could bring officials' wrath, Mr. She said. If we were into gambling, do you think we'd be as poor as we are now? Mr. Wang chipped in. In a year, I could afford to buy a Rolls Royce. Each Friday night involves 4 boxing, kickboxing, or mixed martial arts fights between men and sometimes women.
And sometimes we don't know.
And this article goes and goes and goes and goes and goes on forever. But basically, they are just doing a lot of boxing matches there. So
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Like I said, guys,
Sounds like it's profitable
next
for 'em.
trip, next company trip. We're going to China.
oh, they make so much money.
You think I not have Rolls Royce?
They love you long time in their Rolls Royce.
All right. Florida boy gets trapped inside arcade claw machine.
Of course, it happened there.
A young boy who was really set on getting a stuffed toy from a claw-style vending machine at a Florida restaurant ended up getting stuck inside it on Wednesday, according to officials.
Be surprised with how it is in Florida and everybody being a sex offender that a kid would be a prize in a claw machine.
Titusville Fire and Emergency Services said in a Facebook post, the incident happened at a Beef O'Brady's restaurant on the state's Atlantic coast. This evening, little Mason was enjoying some food and decided he wanted a stuffed animal, the rescue agency said. He wanted it so bad he climbed into the game to get that toy.
He wanted to escape from his life so bad, he climbed in this thing for safety.
He was begging to get raped.
Oh, jeez.
Fire officials say the boy was never in any distress, and an off-duty firefighter who happened to be there eating dinner contacted his colleagues. The boy's age was not released. He was 17. I'm just joking.
17.
Mason was in the machine for about 5 minutes and sat on top of one of the toys while firefighters worked to get him out. Battalion Chief Gregory Sutton told the Associated Press. He went in, but obviously he couldn't come back out the same way, Sutton said. The machine sustained minimal damage from the rescue, and Mason was able to rejoin his family for dinner. Although he was a bit embarrassed, but the ordeal wasn't entirely fruitless. He was given a toy afterward. We love a happy ending, the fire agency said, and are glad everything worked out.
Phew.
As long as it's not near any schools or churches.
I wonder if it's illegal to say those 2 words when you're in a massage parlor or you're getting your, a manicure, a pedicure.
I have no idea.
I wonder if it's just a sidebar. Sorry. Continue.
That was it. Story's over. Game over, man. Game over.
Once or twice, and both times were so incredibly awkward that all I could do was just like, just let me get out of here. Because I think the first time. So I go to this, like one of those mall, like massage places where they're just like they open up a little like kiosk or whatever.
St. Matthews.
No, it's not there.
I was recently there, and all 4 booths were taken up. People were loving it.
Oh, no, there's one that's like they actually have a store that you go in the back
Mm-hmm.
and like they actually have like cubicles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the lady's back there, and so she's like, take off your shirt. And so I was like, okay. So I take off my shirt, and then she's like, take off, your everything. And I was like, wait,
Everything.
I take off, and I looked at her. I looked at her dead in the eye, and I was like, you want me to take off my pants as well? Because I figured, your underwear would stay on, but your, or
I'm gonna
whatever.
just let you know. I'm gonna isolate that line right there.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And so I was like, you want me to take off my pants? And she's like, yeah, take off your pants. And I was like, okay. So I start lowering my pants. I get them about like junk level. And she goes, oh no, why are you taking off your pants? And I'm just like, was this like a whole setup just to make me feel like a freaking creep? Take off your pants. Yes. No, what are you doing?
Don't take off your pants.
You freak. There's children here. No, I mean, but I think there was that. And the other one was like actually somebody that I knew that had started getting into, she's actually super good though. She actually does a really great job. Helped when my back was messed up. But yeah, no, super freaking uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tim, take us away on your story.
Baby born with bright red hair
Mm.
because mom ate more than 300 bags of spicy Cheetos while pregnant.
Pretty sure it's not how it works, but okay.
Sure, that's genetics.
Yeah, pretty sure it doesn't matter what you put inside you. Y'all turns to brown poop in the end.
Cheetos mad mom who gorged on 320 family-sized packets during her pregnancy.
Family pack.
320.
Congratulations.
Let's put
It's
that
a
in
girl.
perspective.
Did it-
You also have super cancer. And you're
What's
not going to live.
the what's the time frame on this? Is it like she did it all in a week, a day?
Yeah, let me read on there. I'm not really sure.
I'm assuming it'd be
says during her
9
pregnancy,
months.
So
Oh,
maybe the
okay.
whole time she was her favorite.
Could
snack.
be.
How is that? Like, that's a good idea.
She count those. I guess she.
Going for a world record.
Yeah, no.
How many bags of Cheetos does it take to kill your unborn child?
Is she going through abortion via Cheetos?
Oh my
I was
god.
like, that's horrible.
323. She was 3 short. Amelia Jackson, 23, said she went through at
What a
least.
quitter.
Okay, here she
Could've
says
been
at least
25.
80 family-sized bags of Flamin Hot Cheetos. Man, she had that flaming diarrhea
Oh, always.
per week
Oh.
to satisfy her
Pregnancy
cravings.
diarrhea?
So good. If you're ever constipated, just open a big old bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I can't eat
So
Cheetos.
gone.
It's the nastiest of all chips.
What?
Is Cheetos.
Cheetos?
It's so good.
Oh, I love Cheetos.
I'd
You
rather
haven't had a
have-
good dump until you had Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
The only
I mean, I've
time,
had plenty of good dumps in my life.
the only
right?
time I've
Don't
ever like
question my dumps.
I've ever puked from drinking like a little too much
Yeah.
is from the only thing I had in my stomach was like jalapeno Cheetos.
Ooh, now, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
came up tasting just
Yeah,
as good. I'm just joking. That was terrible.
I still have nightmares.
I lied. I totally.
So this says the mama too got the shock of her life when her son Kai Lono, now 4 months, was born with red hair, despite both her and her partner having dark hair. Go figure.
It doesn't matter. You can still have
It's a
light hair
different dad.
because
Okay.
Should have had a family member somewhere that had red hair.
Here's a combination. Her heritage is African American, Portuguese,
Oh, did you-
Hawaiian, and Norwegian.
there's the
Did
Norwegian
you
coming.
did you
through.
mean just another family member having red hair, or a different family member
genetics.
having red hair
Genetics.
taking
You know,
care
those-
of business with? Never mind.
She's
Continue
pounding,
reading.
She's pounding the ginge. All right, let's go. Continue.
Before giving birth, a Montessori teacher, Amelia, proved
Oh,
her.
that explains it.
There you go. Proved her eternal love for her crisp by posing for a hilarious maternity photo shoot, in a bathtub full of them. Wow, and there's a great picture.
Dang,
And all her
looks terrible.
pregnancy.
In all her pregnancy.
I'd
Something
do
like
it.
that.
Bump and all.
Well then, moving on to our number 2. If I don't hear from Jared by the end of the week, I'm gonna have to come ask an Asian where you're at.
In a bag full of
I
Cheetos.
buried him in the bucket.
Get the Cheetos out.
Cheetos. I mean, how stupid can you guys be? I mean, if that's the case, then every kid would come out looking like pickles and ice cream. This is some
True.
And a
freaking
Big
dumb-
Mac.
Yeah, like a Big Mac. I mean, I came out looking like a Big Mac. Actually, I came out looking like a Big Mac covered in spaghetti and jelly. So,
If I
We've
was the
been
case,
jammed.
yeah.
You've been
You've been jammed.
my wife was just hungry for White Castles all the time. Of course, Jared did come out and smell like a White Castle.
Yeah, he just slid right out. He's a slider.
Yeah, it's a slider.
Not like the 90s TV show.
Right. Yeah, not that kind.
Do you remember that show?
Slid right out. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember Sliders, the TV show?
Oh, sure.
Really? Are you serious?
You were alive in the 90s?
No. Well, no. I love that show, but everybody I bring it up to that was around in the 90s has no idea what the heck I'm talking
You're
about.
kidding. No. Yeah,
I love that show.
absolutely. You like that show?
Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it all again.
Most people hated that show.
Hey, travel down memory lane with us, Ethan. You remember that show?
Johnny Bravo?
Sure.
No,
This is why we aren't really friends. All right.
we're not.
Let's
we're
go
really
ahead
not.
and get into our first beer of the evening. And we are going to cover Southern Tier Brewing Company. And this is the Double Milk Stout.
On their website, they talk a little bit about the double milk stout. It says the milk stout, also called cream or sweet stout, is a stout containing lactose, a sugar derived from milk, because lactose is unfermentable by beer yeast. It adds sweetness and body to the finished beer. Milk stouts have been claimed to be nutritious and were marketed as such in the early 1900s, with claims that they would make the FDA wince. One ad read, ideal for nursing mothers, for the healthy, for the invalid, and for the worker, surely. Of course, we couldn't stop at a traditional milk stout. Ours is a double, in addition to our 2 times line, and at 7.5% is every bit as delicious as it sounds. To your health. Dark in color,
Yep.
fermentation, this is ale yeast, 2 varieties of hops, 3 types of malts, and lactose sugar.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
You're not going to like that.
Aroma
Birth to Satan?
aroma wise, it smells better than what this place smells. Roasted malts, coffee, and faintly creamy.
Dilly.
Yeah. Medium on bitterness, medium heavy body, and it's available year round. It's not a seasonal.
That's paired deliciously with that.
Whew. Yeah, it's definitely got the dark body. It's got, like a dark tan head on it. Definitely the initial smell is chocolate and coffee and milk as in most stouts.
Good
guess.
cream. Pure vanilla.
Cream.
Top note.
Cream.
Let it cover all 9,000 taste buds. Let it aerate. That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Oh shoot. Yeah, Southern Tier. I've never had the double stout, but
It's just
all of Southern
you
Tier
get that
is super flavorful.
maltiness. It's I guess you get that. It's just very typical stout to me.
Yeah. It
Nothing
wouldn't-
special.
No, I
It
mean,
doesn't-
it's
it
not
doesn't-
bad. It's just it does. This one didn't strike me as anything
And I
different.
think going as the double, it kind of throws it off. I mean, the other stouts that we have aren't like incredible, but the thing I think that makes them most impressive is they're so well balanced that everything kind of has a real decent, like everything blends super well, and this one just doesn't. It doesn't seem to blend crazy well. It doesn't seem to do. I mean, it's
I'm getting that malty and that
bitterness.
yeah, there's a definite bitterness in there.
Which is the medium bitterness.
I feel like do you get the coffee in it?
I got a little bit
Yeah.
of coffee, yeah.
That's about all I get. Coffee and bitter.
Southern Tier is known to be extreme in every
Some
single
chocolate
way.
in there. I get that chocolate. I think.
They are known to be super flavorful, big time. So whatever flavors that they have listed, typically they want to punch you in the face with it. I don't get a whole lot of coffee taste. I do get a lot of chocolate, tons of dark chocolate. So, and it is a little bit more on the bitter side. So it's not.
Well, man, if I took a swig
Super
out of the
balanced.
bottle, try it. That is not my jam. Oh man, drinking it out of the bottle is
It's because it's super bitter. You do have to put it in a glass to
Yeah.
really enjoy it.
that'll definitely putting it in the glass takes away.
It's got a heck
Oh
of a
my
head on
gosh.
that, man. Good lord. It's like half the glass is just like the
Yeah.
head of this beer.
Very creamy.
not more.
Yeah, but I mean,
Cool.
it's just it's not
It's not bad. I mean, it's
not
just
it's not bad, but it's not great either. It's
It just kind of like falls in that like generic stout, like kind of, you know, it's not bad. It's
No.
not exceptionally good. Just, you know, it's a stout.
Southern Tier makes some, and we'll have to try it this fall. It's a long way off, but some of their seasonals.
Are
The
super good.
Pumpkin is
I
what they
always hear
call
you
it.
talking about that.
Oh my goodness. It is spices, vanilla, just super strong. It's almost like pumpkin pie drinking it.
Yeah.
It's
Well, yeah,
crazy.
we'll definitely have to check that out. I mean, I think for the next couple episodes, I think we need to lean away from stouts. I think we've been hitting so many stouts because it is in season right now.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a little burnt out on stouts. Ever since the ghost pepper stout, I've been having nightmares.
We need to do I was really
That wasn't very good,
wanting
I
to
don't
do
think.
the IPA challenge again.
Oh yeah,
'Cause we
definitely.
haven't done it in a while.
But it won't be so bad this time unless you guys specifically just pick.
Oh no, I've got
Skunk.
two. I've already got two picked out.
Why?
They're meant to destroy you.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
what they're meant to do. So
Starting to sound like my family. This is meant to kill you, Jason. Anyways, I guess we'll go ahead and get into our next story here. This one is from AL.com, which I'm assuming is for Alabama.com. Headline reads, Alabama man accused of beating his roommate over stale cereal.
Boy,
An Alabama
Never
man was
more-
charged...
noble reason.
No more reason. I would beat someone over the lack of cereal in
What
my
was
house.
it?
But no, stale cereal is still cereal.
What was that cannibal lady from Russia that like killed the roommate because of the
Dirty
dishes?
dishes. That's a grandma thing, though. She was
babushka.
the babushka killer. An Alabama man was charged with domestic violence last week after he allegedly beat his roommate with an electric cord
That's awesome.
oh,
after
Oh,
discovering
God.
the victim did not properly seal a box of Cap'n Crunch cereal, according to the smoking gun.
Makes sense to me.
Dwayne Barry Smith. Sounds like someone with Dwayne Barry Smith found with 15 bodies in his basement. 52 years old, was jailed on domestic violence charges Friday.
52?
Police told the smoking gun.
I was expecting like a college student or
Yeah.
something, but no.
Well, because the college student, like cereal is gold.
right.
Smith was
That's why I was expecting.
And ramen.
Smith was especially upset about the stale cereal because he is missing teeth and has trouble eating stale cereal, police said. Smith reportedly told his roommate, this is like an
See, if
onion.
you
just
leave it
keep
in the
going.
milk a little while, it kind of
I'm
softens
down
up.
in Alabama. I don't like
I
waiting
don't
on
got
my
teeth.
cereal.
I can't chew it. Smith reportedly told his roommate to take out his dentures so he could see how difficult it is to eat stale cereal, police said. When the victim refused, police said Smith began beating him with an electrical cord. The victim and suspect shared a home in Moundville.
Moundville.
The smoking gun
Moundville?
reported officials at the Hale County Jail declined to say if Smith was in custody or had bonded out of jail. Good job. That's going to be my go-to move now. Whip out the electrical cord and just start hitting people.
Sounds
You're
like
like-
a good idea, buddy.
It's Alabama Indiana Jones. It's his whip.
Okay. Okay.
And it's just
Okay.
a crazy toothless dude hitting people with an electrical cord. Jared, take us away to the next.
Okay. Okay.
The first game of badminton in space held on International Space Station.
It's all fake.
It's great. While the International Space Station is an important part of our ongoing research into all things outer space, there's no reason the astronauts and scientists can't have a little bit of fun too. The first game of badminton in space was recently held, featuring collaborative teams of Russia, American, and Japanese space station residents. Just going to get competitive real quick. The Moscow Times reports that badminton in space was a resounding success, with the shuttlecock seen zooming back and forth in
You said
spacious
cock.
ISS module. The
You said cock.
You said cock.
The two teams in the match consisted of a duo of a Russian cosmonaut and American astronaut, playing against a duo of another Russian cosmonaut accompanied by a Japanese astronaut in the first game of badminton in Russia.
In Russia.
In Russia.
The National Badminton
Slovakia.
Federation of Russia stated that the score wasn't kept in the first match, so all athletes can be named the winners of the first historic match. In a video published by the Kremlin-run RT Network YouTube page, Alexander Miskrin, the captain of the current International Space Station expedition,
Enterprise.
suggested that January 1st match was as significant as it was entertaining. The first team game was held outside Earth, and for me, it's the same as putting a flag on Mars. While badminton in space,
Except it's nowhere near that significant. Stop trying to church it up, buddy.
You all aren't as impressive.
while badminton in space being as significant as putting a flag on Mars,
Or finding the cure for AIDS.
might be a little bit of a stretch according to most
Government.
scientists.
Can,
It is
they've
an
already found it.
They've already found it.
It is an interesting milestone. A collaboration between multiple countries on the International Space Station in a friendly game of badminton in space is a chance for representatives from countries with often strained relationships to reinforce the idea that the International Space Station is a collaborative opportunity for the advancement of science.
I.e., we play badminton now here. There's no gravity, so we play badminton outside.
Although badminton in space is an interesting diversion with the potential to break barriers, the future of the
are they
ISS...
really like at each other's throats up there? You know, like even the different nationalities. You all are in space. Like
Yeah.
I
We're
would
all
think at this
equal
point,
in
like
space.
you know, you're all equally likely to die.
Yeah.
You know, so
Except for the Japanese guy who's trying to constantly
We're-
senpuku himself.
I have lost the badges. Got like
We're all-
plastic knives around him. You know, he's like he hasn't figured it out.
We're all
yet.
carbon-based
They're all
life
plastic.
forms up here, right? Right? Okay, yeah.
Oh my.
Shame to my family.
You have shamed my ancestors.
With recent rumors that President Trump administration will be cutting funding for the space station with the upcoming budget, the operating expenses of this
Well,
important
SpaceX,
part
there's no point.
of astronomical
I was about to say,
advancement may not be
please,
met.
Please, cut their funding if all they're doing is freaking playing badminton up there. Do something with your life.
As a neutral area used by multiple countries around the world, funding for the space station's construction and ongoing operation is split between several major players, with smaller countries also chipping in where they can. If a country as large and influential as the United States were to pull out, the International Space Station may not be able to continue operating as planned. Fortunately, due to God. Whether we'll see more tournaments of badminton in space in the future remains to be seen.
I hope so.
Oh boy.
Boy, stay tuned.
But with the United States government focusing their attention and funds elsewhere, our days of forays into space may be numbered. NASA is currently looking into funding opportunities from private companies and is hoping a possible extension for the
Private
funding
companies, you say?
will allow them to keep the dream of
SpaceX?
space exploration alive.
Yeah, I've given up on NASA. Never.
I've got a
straight
crush
answer.
on Elon Musk right now, dude. That dude's
Is it?
impressive as crap.
I know, right? Jason Thomas, Flight of the Sun 2026. Elon Musk, you still haven't called me back, please.
He's like, I watched his interview after, you know, they, the two, like the side thrusters or
Falcon
whatever,
Heavy.
you know, landed because the first one like hit the ocean. The main one like hit the ocean, the middle one. And he's talking about, he's in like a black t-shirt, like just like the one you got on, you know, like talking about this big.
You saying I could be Elon Musk?
No, just like that, you know, you expect him to be in like a suit and, you know, or something. But you know, he's just in a t-shirt, just talking about what he just, you know, was involved in and, you know, being the CEO of this company and the crap he just did.
All right, Tim, go ahead and get us started. Go on our next story.
All right, this is about a person in a gorilla suit tries to rob Rest Stop McDonald's. I never heard of
Yes.
a Rest Stop McDonald's.
Really?
No, never have. It's in a rest stop?
Yeah, it's a rest stop, but it's
Yeah, like
got
a pilot,
McDonald's in
like a
it.
pilot
Yeah,
station.
Yeah, like a
been
pilot
there.
with
I've been to one of
McDonald's on
those.
it.
Well, I think a rest stop, I think of something off the highway that's
Where people get murdered.
burned, kidnapped, you
Yeah,
know.
Oh, yeah,
and-
you take showers with truckers, all that good stuff.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. Don't knock it till you
Good
try.
time.
Mm.
Okay, it says the
Have you-
person...
You haven't taken a shower until you've taken a shower as the little spoon in a warm embrace of Bubba.
smelly truck driver who's been
No,
on
he's
the
not
road
smelly.
for 4
He's in the
weeks.
shower. You both scrubbed.
You can never get that stank off.
You didn't scrub yourself, but you both scrubbed.
Yeah, you both scrubbed.
He'll scrub for you.
Hey, man, that's why you pay extra cash. Whenever I get rich, I'll hire a scrubber.
Scrubber,
Scrubber.
get my folds.
Lift it up. I don't want to get any infections.
Diego, sweaty.
Straight, please.
All right, anyways,
Yeah.
go on. Just sorry.
Person dressed in a full gorilla costume attempted to rob the McDonald's at the Gutterland Thruway.
God.
I'm sorry. Rest stop
Gutterland.
at early Wednesday.
Where's the? I'm sorry, Gutterland. Where?
Let's see.
Through stop?
A thorough stop.
Through
Thruway.
stop.
Yeah.
America?
New York State. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gutterland. Only in New York. New
Well, it
York.
was 1 a.m. in the morning. They discovered Suspect kneeling in front of the store's open safe with a large bag, preparing to empty the drawers of full cash. As he proceeded to rob it, he wanted a large bag of fries loaded with the money. No, I'm kidding. Employee confronted the suspect who fled through the back door. No one was hurt in the incident, and the suspect did not display a weapon, employees said. The state police spokesman declined to confirm troopers are investigating a robbery, saying that
it
the
was just
incident
an actual
was
gorilla.
under investigation.
It wasn't someone in a gorilla suit. It was an actual gorilla.
Or it could have been. No, it's probably not. An actual gorilla.
You're treading dangerous waters, Tim.
I'm skirting the edge.
How many times we gotta tell you?
You know me, I can't get it. I can't hold back.
I was thinking that SpongeBob. How many times I gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Oh, jeez. All right,
So
Ethan,
he's still on the loose.
take us away before we dive into a really dark spot.
LAPD officer sees meth burritos from driver.
Oh, man. This is lovely.
Los Angeles police say a driver was arrested after officers discovered that 14 packages wrapped in foil to look like burritos actually contained methamphetamine. KABC TV reports the meth burritos were found in the car when officers conducted a traffic stop around 6:30 p.m. Saturday. The officers thought the driver appeared nervous. They searched the vehicle and found a trash bag and the foil wrapped packages inside. It just shows a tweet here by LAPD. It's got like several burritos, like the size of probably what you get like Chipotle or Qdoba, a little snub-nosed revolver, and several $100.
Entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's really going somewhere. Officers estimate the packages weighed more than 25 pounds total.
Wow. Police
Also confiscated a handgun and cash. The driver, who was not identified, was arrested on suspicion of transporting narcotics. Yeah, that was a kind of short and sweet, but yeah, just meth burritos. Good times. California. California for the win.
Idea for you.
Meth burritos.
If you could just start putting some meth in your steak burrito, I would be very appreciative. So I can have a burrito and go to take a nap even faster than before.
I wish we had a Chipotle around here.
Do you guys not have a Chipotle?
Not on this side of the river.
No, not yet.
Oh wait, no, I won't say no anymore.
Welcome, Jared.
Because hey,
Tell us
it's on my side of the river now.
Tell everybody where you ended up.
I am in the great southern state of Kentucky.
Welcome. Now that you know what it's like to not live in an impoverished crater state that has Chipotle, you'll see how wonderful life can be. All right, we're going to get into our last beer of the night, and this one is from Mile Wide Beer Company, and it is American Wheat Ale, Barstow.
A little bit on it. It says, or their description of it on their website says, Barstow pours a hazy straw gold with aromas of summer wheat and sweet citrus. The beer is nicely balanced with a pleasant creaminess. The finish is clean and begs for another drink. Oh boy, don't take that out of context.
Yeah, it's definitely a actual
looks
light,
good.
super light amber, very light beer. You can smell citrus in it.
It's not even. I wouldn't say it's lighter than amber.
I saw it's a real light.
It's like
amber.
a straw.
Whatever.
Straw.
God, you're one
That's
of those.
just.
You're one
no,
of those people. This
not
is
amber.
Mayflower gold, not gold.
No.
You
Amber.
and your
amber.
Crayola crayon. color
Amber.
wheel
Amber
crowns.
resembles a red.
You ever heard people like their crowns? And instead of crayon, it's crowns.
No, I don't.
You
have
never heard
crowns
that
like
before?
I
I don't
live-
either because I dropped them all.
Yes.
So you,
Thanks for being the
I'll be
best
like,
man at my
repeat
wedding.
that? You
Could
just
you hand
say
me those
crown?
crayons? What was that? You're dead to me. You're dead to me. I hope your wedding fails. Yep. I don't.
You're loading the double barrel. You want to go for a walk?
Yeah.
Let's go to the park, buddy.
Let me tell you about rabbits.
Shunk.
It doesn't have. I'll be honest with you. For a wheat ale, which is usually one that I enjoy, does not have a good aroma, and does not have a good taste.
That one in particular. That one.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
don't care for the fragrance of
What's
that.
it called again?
Barstow
Barstow.
Mm-mm.
American Wheat Ale.
Don't care for that.
Maybe if it was really cold.
It might
But-
improve it a little bit for me.
That is
It's got a really kind of a rank smell, don't it?
Yeah, I mean
it's piss water.
Yeah, that's
here.
what I'm about to say.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying
I'm
to
taking
use that.
Jason's
I'm
word.
trying to use that
No,
phrase
but this
like
one
less
I feel
and
like
less.
it applies
But
to.
this-
This word
yeah.
applies, I think.
And I was trying to like really decide whether or not that fit in that area, but it does.
I'm not a fan.
It's
of that
it's
one.
right.
the
in there.
initial smell. It did smell like urine.
Slides right in there.
It could be. It might taste lemon.
I mean, I get the hint of citrus, but like it's kind of like citrus urine, like that initial smell, and like the taste is even kind of like a, I don't know.
I taste the citrus as lemon. It is extremely light. It's not clean. It's not sweet.
This is water.
nothing like my urine. It's clean, sweet. I like the taste.
Sterile, and I like the taste.
That is some beer that I know I smelled this before. It's some beer I've thrown up. That smells just like it.
It's a beer. It took me a minute to catch what you said. It's some beer I've thrown up.
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's. I think that's why it turns me off. Maybe.
Well, I mean,
it just smells.
I
like
think
urine.
there's like that to an extent because with American Honey, I've had a real bad experience. With Patron, I had a really bad experience. But going back recently, I've had some Patron, no issue,
No issue at all.
and it's great now. It's just like your body gets over it. I mean, if you threw up last week and had a really bad experience last week, yeah, you're probably not gonna like this. But I mean, this is like even smelling it still, it's just kind of.
Fragrance is a big thing with me. If it smells good,
Yeah,
I can get it down most of the time. But yeah, because usually it smells good, it probably tastes good. But that's urine.
yeah, it's
don't
not my
taste it.
thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm really trying to avoid doing that. You know, giving that rating to beers.
And I've had some other mile wide product, and
trying
some of it's good. That I don't like.
Maybe I can't say it's the wheat. It's not the wheat because I've had
Hefeweizens
tons of wheat.
are weird.
Yeah,
They're
that are-
amazing, but yeah, that.
I think that's what's his name. I think it's what Nathaniel said when it comes to beers like this. It's not something you can hide. Either you get it right, or it's not.
Let's be very precise.
And it's just not a very pleasant taste. It's not my not my can of lima beans. Kind of tastes like lima beans though.
It's not my can of lima beans.
Maybe we'll grab some other mile wide and see if we can. Because you said you had it before and you liked it.
I had it over at one of the retailers over in Louisville. And
So
I
maybe
forget
we
what I
can-
took, but it was really real drank. But it was really good.
So maybe we can find something along the lines that we enjoy a little bit better than that. Because not everyone's gonna be a winner. But well, I guess that wraps it up for another episode of Laughs and Drafts. We thank you guys so much for listening. As always, as I say at the end of every episode, and I'm sure you're tired of hearing or you turn it off by this point, you can find us on iTunes. Please go on there, subscribe, leave a comment. The first 100 people to leave a comment will get a sticker from us. We've already sent out some stickers to people, and they've been representing us, and it's been really cool to see you guys' love and support.
Also, catch us on Facebook, Laughs and Drafts.
We're on Twitter at Laughs Drafts, and if you enjoy your podcasts on YouTube, we're on there as well. So check us out.
And if you would like to donate, you can do that at patreon.com/laughsanddrafts.
And there's a lot of cool rewards on there, such as getting a card signed by us or reading your stories with us on the show. Why am I talking fast at the end of this?
It reminds me of like the end of a commercial,
Yeah.
you know, and they're like it's like the fine print that
May cause erectile dysfunction,
Yeah.
or your penis will explode. Please use TurboTax.